around 421, just past the roundabout, and right where it meets 350 north, there has been a motorcycle accident with a pickup truck.
His motorcycle landed on his right leg after a pickup truck cut him off. He was rushed to a hospital. His motorcycle landed on his leg. Landed on his right leg.
You obviously look back at things in trials and you wish things would have never happened.
At the thought of him getting his leg amputated, I think we all wondered whether this was going to be a real possibility.
We had our doubts. I didn't know if he was going to be able to do it. Not because of who he is, just because of the injury itself.
Probably the biggest difficulty to start my road back was the fact that no one had done it. Every time we thought we had something in line, it was like another barricade was thrown in front of us to try to get over. I had asked the point blank question, can you build a leg that will allow me to do my job? A lot of my motivation for coming back to the job full duty was raising two teenage boys. You know, I wasn't willing to let them see that just because you cross some adversity in life, that it's okay to just lay down and stop. It was frustrating because I wanted things to happen right away, but yet early on learning to just walk proficiently and remind myself that I had to start over, so to speak. You know, you see something that you have done for 20 years and you just take off to go do it. And then sometimes you realized that physically that's not the right way to do it. And now it was going to be harder. It was going to be harder to take every step. It was going to be harder to climb every stair. I say that I do everything just with my own style now. That's what life became. It didn't become that I couldn't do something. It became, you know, finding the modification that I needed to do the same thing. So once I was healthy enough that I felt I could start building some of that muscle back, we kind of hashed out that administrative part of it. Then it was full steam ahead physically. I knew that if I had the challenge physically to put in front of me, that I could figure out a way to make it work.
And I knew if anyone could do it, Brandon could. The biggest question was the doctor, were they going to let him?
Because he was cleared to come back to practice, but not cleared to come back to work, he spent that time Monday through Friday with the training division, and he would come out to different stations and he would work through things. And you could see the struggles that he had. You could see that it was more about how to walk and how to work with the leg and less about how to do the job itself.
The next step is to go take our physical agility test. Once I was able to be released to attempt that, absolutely I was nervous. Because if I didn't pass that, then I was going to be taking some huge steps backwards. I was confident that I could pass it. I had been training for months to make sure that I could, but to say that I wasn't nervous would be a complete lie.
When he came to the WPE, I knew I was going to have to walk with him through that. And if we're going to be honest, I was scared to death that he wasn't going to pass it, because I didn't want to be there if he didn't. Walking through, I talked to him beforehand, just like I did everyone else that goes through it. I just said, we're going to go through it. I'll let you know how your time's doing, if you're on pace, if you're not on pace, if you need to speed up, if you don't. He never looked like he was struggling. I never had to say anything to him other than good job after every event.
So when I did pass that, I mean, it was just, you had all eyes on you at that point in time. You just felt like you had the weight of the world on your back as well. And so for that to be done and say, yes, I've conquered this, now let's get to work emotionally, like just the weight of the world was just lifted off of you.
I find it hard to wish that this didn't happen. It happened because obviously God had a bigger plan for my life that I didn't know about.
Part of my decision of being open with my story and sharing that was maybe someone else that's having a similar situation or just some type of adversity in life, that they could take a little piece of what I've gone through and maybe help them out. Come to find out, helped a local guy here who is an amputee. He's a below the knee amputee and always had aspirations to be a firefighter, but he didn't ever think that they would even take an application from him because he was an amputee. That's part of that just assumption that people have, and that I'm hoping by sharing my story that it changes the view of people and what they think, instead of going to just that normal status quo decision for people and making the decision for other people just from an outsider. But that's just one way in which sharing my story kind of reached another person and helped them to, take another step in their life that they maybe never would have done.